This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxSpeedTV.
Was so proudly held, and the twilight's last whose rust was and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were
Ooh, I don't know. I
Two wheels
Watkins Glen International. We are in the Empire State of New York. We are set for the next round of the Josh White Racing Esports Truck Series. Tonight, the Glen 62. All coverage on MaxSpeedTV, the CRN Sports Network, Josh White Racing Esports TV on Roku TV and Amazon. I am Wesley Outland. Good to be back in the broadcast saddle again. Joined alongside from Mohawk, New York. He knows this track well. Kind of disappointed the Cup Series won't be here this year. Ray Richer. It's going to be a good show here tonight at the Glen.
Just rubbing it in there, Wesley, but you know what? I see. He has to get me right off the bat. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight from upstate New York and the Finger Lakes region out just south of Rochester, New York. This is my home turf, my home grounds, if you call it, my home track, whatever you want to call it. But regardless, here's the deal. The real world is not going to be racing here this season because of obvious reasons, and kind of disappoints me because I was going to attempt to make it myself. But you know what? Tonight we're going to bring it to you live here on MaxSpeedTV, the Josh White Racing Esports Truck Series, 62 laps around this 2.43 mile, 8 turns of road course racing in the trucks. One of the fastest guys I've seen tonight is a new guy, by the way, Wesley, Max Stack. He is in the 105 machine. He was second in practice, about 1 minute, 14 seconds around this place, and that's pretty fast for one of these trucks. We really got to whip them around here, and one of the things they're going to get used to tonight. One quick repair. It is kind of warm on the track. It's only 68 degrees temperature in the air, but 114 degrees on the asphalt. As we see the 94 of Gene Roguski out for his first lap of 2.
So in years past, we have had 11 turns at Watkins Glen. Not the case here at Virtual tonight, Watkins Glen. There will be 8 turns on the road course. Of course, there's always the high-speed corner off of turn 2, down through the S's into the carousel, and that sharp turn to the back straightaway, as they want to call it, the back stretch. Then you got to quickly get on the binders to make that horseshoe turn in through the racetrack, through the carousels, and again, racing here at Watkins Glen. I love road courses. I wish we had more of them, and we're going to have it here tonight for sure on MaxSpeedTV and those that are listening on the CRN Sports Network. Gene Roguski, first man out of the box on the clock, qualifying in truck number 94, and we'll definitely see how things go here tonight. And in addition to that, Ray, we have a special former NASCAR Cup Series Truck Xfinity competitor in the field tonight. How about it for Hampton, Georgia's Bill Lester?
Hey, I can't wait to see him out here. He was about 3/4 of the way down the field, but we'll keep an eye out for Mr. Lester tonight. I'm going to look down through the list right now. It looks like he's driving the 93 machine. He is not on track just yet. We'll see if we can watch his qualifying lap as Mr. Roguski comes around down to the front stretch for his first time across the stripe. Again, a fast lap around here is about 1 minute 14. It looks like Gene's got a 1:17. Keep in mind, he can bring the speed up around to the next lap. And it's kind of tough getting down there into turn 1, as you just saw right there. A lot of guys will go off to that runoff, and we'll bring it up here as we go through the S's. We'll see that 94 machine, as they call them the S's for the obvious reasons. As they turn around, come around turn 3, down through turn 4, they'll head towards what they call the bus stop. The reason that is exactly what it looks like. You kind of go into the right-hand turn as he comes down. You're going to downshift through the gears right here from 4th down to 3rd, now to 2nd as you hit that right-hander. The bus stop a turn in its own. He comes around, makes it out to the left, and onto the carousel down here around the long right-hand turn. That turns you all the way back around towards the front stretch. But don't forget, you've got 2, actually 3 more turns before that all happens as he comes around the right-hander off the carousel, down the straight, next left, next right, and back down for completion of a lap.
Yeah, it should be exciting to surely watch it going on as we still see Gene Roguski. And by the way, 1 lap of time in qualifying is, again, you're seeing these drivers put out about 1 minute 13 seconds. And, you know, here's another thing we might think about, too. Local yellows. We might have a caution in one part of the racetrack, but not a full course yellow. Not saying that we will not have full course cautions here tonight at the Glen, but if that happens, we have an opportunity, Ray, to have possibly a caution-free race as far as like a full course yellow.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I mean, the drivers will see the yellow flags. Legitly, it's kind of a virtual flagman over in each corner. So as they come upon him about maybe 10 vehicles back, he'll turn around and they'll see in the upper corner of their screen a basic yellow flag warning them that somebody on the right or the left or even in the middle of the track is what they're going to come upon. As we see the number 93 of Bill Lester, again, our former NASCAR racer here on the track, going out for his first qualifying lap. Again, warm-up lap first. Keep that in mind. So it's about 2.5 laps before you complete it. He's got 5 minutes and 12 seconds to complete the task.
And there is Bill Lester, the Buddy Project Chevrolet for Autism, down the straightaway here, coming off of, it looks like turn number 7, I think it is, or turn 6, I think. He's about to make his way to the front stretch as he makes that sharp curve there through the horseshoe, back around. Remember, in years past, they used to just drive straight through there. Now they got that corner, and they'll make their way off this final turn here off of turn number 8. Well, actually, I'm sorry. He's on the east end of the speedway, so I think he's got about 2 more corners to go here.
Yep, 2 more corners. This is 7 and 8 right down through here. This is 7 right here, bud.
That's what I was about to say. Here he comes in turn number 7, turn number 8. And I believe, honestly, this is the first time Bill Lester has actually ever competed in iRacing competition. So this is historic.
You're going to see it here tonight on the Josh Racing Esports Truck Series League. Bill Lester will bring his warm-up lap down through the front stretch. That is not a qualifying lap. Keep in mind, now he's on his first qualifying lap.
That's right. He's on the clock now. They get a dead in 1.
Yep, down through 1. He'll bring it high. That is legal. You run over that grass patch, so they'll take a point to your name. Again, unlimited X's tonight. Doesn't matter. They can X all the way through. No penalties, no worries. They can bounce on each other, etc. He'll bring it down through the S's, up to the top, down the back straight. Where that DRS is, by the way, just to point that out, a lot of these guys with these Formula 1 cars, that's where they have that. I'm trying to remember what they call it, DRS. It's something about passing where they open up the rear wing, if I'm not mistaken, allowing you to do that. Down through the bus stop, Bill Lester will come as we ride along. Shotgun right on a helmet can. Around the carousel, that's a long right-hand turn. And then he's got 2 more to go. This is turn 6. And then we'll go turn 7 and 8, and he'll complete his first lap.
And again, not 11 turns at Watkins Glen. This is an 8 turn. This is kind of the same course that the Cup and the Xfinity in the series would be running. Here comes Bill Lester, originally from Oakland, California. He's from the West Coast, and for the last dozen years or more, he has resided in North Atlanta, Georgia, just outside of Hampton. He made his Cup Series debut in 2004 with Bill Davis Racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And there you see him crossing the line, his best time on the board. Looks like he's in the top 10.
Right close to 11th right now, actually, on the list that I've got over here. But it's only his first lap, Wesley. We're going to bring him out here for the second lap. And again, a bunch of other guys putting in laps as well. Right now, Garrett Main's at the top of the board with a minute 13.776. Oh, Lester down through the classes. Oh, unfortunately, yeah.
So, needless suffice to say, his best lap will be the first one. As here comes Derek Fulton. 2 wins on the season for the driver of the number 19.
Fulton right now running 3rd on his first lap, able to improve it on a second if he has a chance to, and that's what he's going to try here.
We'll see how things go as they make their way back around the corner. Another lap on the board.
Through the bus stop, he'll come out, hit the carousel. Nice long right-hand turn. This is turn 6 right here, Wesley. I'm getting used to the turn numbers myself.
For road course racing
tonight.
Yes, I wish our director, Michael D'Amico, could put like a little virtual turn 1, turn 2, turn 5, turn 6. Because I always used to say it 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, one of the things is a lot of these guys, what they'll do with their spotters, especially when they come here for the first time, they'll take a note of what number turns and they will tape them to the dashboard. So, okay, spin over in turn 7. They'll know where they're coming up on it, and they'll keep an eye out for it. As we see Fulton down the front chute, able to keep it off the grass right now, 3rd fastest. Will he improve this time? He'll improve the time, but not the position. 1:14.240 for the 19 tonight. He'll start 3rd at this point.
Qualifying is underway here as, again, Derek Fulton on the clock. He'll finish up with his time. Just under a minute of qualifying remaining. Hey, while we're doing that, let's take a look at the point standings as we go into tonight's event for the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. And Derek Fulton has a 4-point lead over Nicholas Sacco. Brady LaBeouf only 18 back. Almost 20-plus points back is going to be the driver, or 30 points back is Chris Baines. And then you've got Derek Mullins in the top 5. Pretty good hunt, and we're not even in the playoffs yet. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs, Ray Richard.
A little bit early for that, my friend, but we're going to get out it tonight. We're going to see if Fulton can keep it to the top of the list. He is only 4 points out from Sacco in second. One of the guys we're keeping an eye on right now on the Speedway, Robert McFarland, going to be our in-race reporter, as he is every week. And
yes.
then Bruzy 01, he is out taking his qualifying laps right now. So far, 1:17.419. That's 15th fastest. He'll bring her up through the S's and down to the right-hand turn for the long backstretch. We'll see what he can do for improving his time on his second lap.
There's that straightaway we were referring to, and then you got to quickly get on the binders and go through the horseshoe, through that little carousel. And
whoa, we lost Mr. Robert for a moment here.
Now, obviously, is about to come to an end, and Robert McFarland.
Oh, I see what it is. We ended up getting done with qualifying. My apologies, seeing the clock run out. We're going to grid right here, and we'll get your lineup here shortly.
So there's a couple of drivers that actually did not even take time, as we'll get ready to go here for qualifying at the Glen. The Glen 62, it'll be 62 laps around Watkins Glen International here. Well, the only race we're trying to keep tracks of it here. Definitely,
Garrett Maines,
we'll have the
57.
lineup. Yeah.
Sorry about that, fellas. We were asking who was on the pole over here. Our producer, Michael D'Amico, behind the scenes, running the cameras, doing his thing. Number 57 of Garrett Maines is going to start on the point tonight.
There you go. So we'll have the lineup for this race. Here in just a few moments, the field will get gridded, and we'll get ready for 62 laps around Watkins Glen International, the next round of the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. And there you see the field behind the iRacing beautiful-looking Camaro pace car. Actually, that is a Porsche pace car, if you will, as we'll get ready to set the lineup for you here tonight from Watkins Glen. And I believe it's our first road course race of the season.
Yes,
here we
sir.
go. The Wise Guys. Starting lineup, row number 1. It's going to be fast qualifier Garrett Maines, 1 minute 13.776 seconds. His Toyota will be on the pole. The outside, Matthew Lee will start second. Winner last week at Texas. He will make up row 1. Row 2, Derek Fulton in the 19, followed by Max Steck. Ray, you were talking about him earlier. He's 4th in the 105.
He's one of the faster guys. He was second and fastest in practice tonight, and now he's starting 4th. Inside of the third row will be the 29 of this Nicholas Sacco machine. Outside of him, Brandon Hughes in the 111.
Moving on to row 4. We're going to do 2x2 rows, so you can grab row 4 as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Row 4 right now. Austin McKinnon on the inside starts 7th place in that 87 machine. And our Aussie tonight, Ashley Dotson, starts in 8th.
Row number 5, it'll be Jason Keffer from West Virginia starting 9th. Chris Baines in the 10th position as the field rolls. Row number 6 is Michael McKinnon alongside Mark Truxwell. And then we got to row number 7.
Jason Maines, 13th position inside row 7. Outside of him, our NASCAR driver here tonight, Bill Lester, again out of Atlanta.
Row number 8.
Sorry, but I thought we were doing 2x2. It's
yes,
all
sir.
good.
Go ahead.
Robert McFarland will start 15th. He did take a time as well as a 16 of Stephen Walter.
Moving on to row number 9. It's going to be Gene Rogluski in that 94 entry, 17th, and Christopher Williams, 18th in his Toyota. Moving on to 20th positions, Derek Mullins, 19th, and Mike Abson will be in the 20th position. There we go.
I screw up Adamson's name as well. Bray LaBeouf in the 21st position, row number 11. Outside of him, the number 22. In the 22nd position, Eric Zimmerman. Next side row, number 12. Stephen Affont in the 23rd position, as well as our host tonight, Josh White, in the 24th.
Row number 13 is Michael Clary in the 70. He'll start 25th. Jeremy Crandall will be 26th in that truck. And the final starter of 27, Brandon Bullock, will be the 27th starter here tonight. 62 laps around Watkins Glen. They're on the warm-up lap, and while we're doing that, let's grab our in-race reporter real quickly and get his thoughts before we get ready to turn them loose here at the Glen. Our in-race reporter tonight is, of course, Mr. Robert McFarland. And by the way, don't forget, pick the winner before the halfway break at the Cross Flags. If you get the winner correct, the first person in the YouTube broadcast for MaxSpeedTV putting the correct winner by halfway wins a free pizza, whether in the U.S. or Canada. Robert McFarland, our in-race reporter. Robert, ready to go here at the Glen tonight.
Yes, I'm ready to go. We're coming through turn 11, I think. Getting ready for the start of this race. It's going to be exciting, fans. Make sure you tune in and get your pick in.
So, road course racing, completely different animal than short tracks, or is it kind of the same on an oval? Ready to go here for the start. Robert McFarland, our in-race reporter, bringing them to the green flag, and we are underway here, under the green, tonight at Watkins Glen.
Garrett Maines to a huge lead right off the bat, taking that 57 machine right out front. Matthew Lee behind him, going very wide up on the rumble strips as a 19 of Fulton follows through, and that 105 of Max Stack behind him. Everybody single file, everybody made it through turn one. That's one of the most difficult turns on this raceway immediately, especially on the start with all the trucks and cars down through there. But we're watching Maines pull out to a very, very wide lead.
But we are underway down the back stretch, as we call it, as they'll hit brakes, go into that horseshoe turn in the carousel off the corner. This is in turns number 4 and 5, down into the corner. It's a racetrack here at Watkins Glen. Lap number 1, the opening lap of 62. Garrett Maines getting the jump on the field as we are in the early going here off the corner.
We have one truck into the grass already. We're going to see who that is, but he's still got it underway. Almost looked like the 87 of McKinnon. I'm pretty certain it was close to that anyways, but we'll see if we can get a confirmation on that. If not, keep it going down through here on the number 5th position of Nicholas Sacco. He's in line just like everybody else. Again, our points leader at this point in time. It will change throughout the night. 62 laps is what's going to happen. Garrett Maines right now with his first lap of 1:19.232. Keep in mind it's not full speed at the line, but these guys single file down the front stretch.
One lap in, and ladies and gentlemen, you have a race. It's Maines leading them back to the corner. Matthew Lee, 2 wins on the season, dominated back earlier in the year at Martinsville, and won last week on the 1.5 miles at Texas. By the way, that race went caution-free, didn't it, Ray?
Yes, sir, it did. It was one exciting race here with Josh White Racing Esports Truck Series, and the thing is, it took a while to kind of get one of these caution-free races, but most of the other ones were only like 1 or 2 cautions, so again, it was exciting to watch, exciting to call, and I'll tell you what, Watkins Glen is starting out to be that way tonight.
Well, here's a quick statistic. There's been 2 races so far in the series for the JW Racing Esports Trucks that have been caution-free. The first race was at Pocono,
which also was a fun race.
Yes, sir.
See a couple trucks here in the back. Let's see, they're going down, trying to see what turn that is. I believe right now that's 7. A couple of them shuffling it up off the carousel. But we're still up front, and you're watching it at 57, kind of pull away from the field. He's at least 15 truck lengths, by the way, for all you members joining us on CRN there, audio on the internet. We appreciate you being here with us tonight. And again, Garrett Maines at 57, pulling way out. In fact, he's down through turn 1, and Matthew Lee is just entering it as they entered.
Working lap number 3 of 62. Still a long way to go here. Lap 31, of course, will be halfway. Remember, have your winner picks by halfway to have that chance to win some pizza. As again, Maines is the man leading the way. Matthew Lee, Derek Fulton, they are 1, 2, and 3 as they hit their way down the backstretch virtually here at Watkins Glen.
Matthew Lee right now, he's entering the bus stop down through the backstretch. Fulton right behind him, only about 2 truck lengths back. So that's the 3rd place of the number 19 machine with, by the way, a new number on the side of that. Not the number itself, but the nice reflective paint that they got with these vehicles make them look so much sharper. As we see Matt Lee come off the carousel, the 19 right in the tire tracks of them. They go down towards turn 7. That's going to be the next left-hander, then a right, then they go down the front stretch. For right now, into 7, still 3 truck lengths back. The 19th of Fulton is following Matthew Lee.
Coming across the stripe here as they'll get ready to make their way into those final turns. The sharp turn number 8 as they'll power their way off that final corner. Here they come back down the front straightaway here at the Glen. Good opening 4 laps of racing. Everybody clean and green, playing nice for the opening go. As it's Maines, almost a 4-second interval back to Matthew Lee and this driver of Derek Fulton as they hit back into turn 1.
Yeah, one of the things you got to say about this track, 2.43 miles, there is so much to cover around here. And the thing is, these guys are getting spread out for quite the ways, as you were saying, about 4 seconds back to the 2nd place of Matthew Lee. That is gained now if you want to give an idea of what the audio is like, right now exiting the bus stop is the 57. Matthew Lee is coming down through it, and now he's exiting it. So that gives you the gap right there between the top two. But again, Fulton, by the way, losing a little bit of ground to that 0-4. As I was saying, he was close enough before. Finally backed off the throttle. He'll come down through the carousel. Now about 6 trucks lengths back, but Max stacking at 105. One of our new guys, by the way, with one of the fastest times out there. Started fourth, still continuing fourth, but seems to be catching that 19 truck of Fulton.
Beautiful looking machine there as they make their way around turn number 6 and go to turn 7. Down that straightaway, short shoot, and then they'll exit off of turn number 8. And here they come to the line. It's Max Steck. We were talking about him earlier, currently in the 4th position now. Just trying to make something happen. A really strong truck in practice. Looked good in qualifying. Started the race in 4th. He stays in 4th as they go back into 1 on lap 5.
One of our guys, our in-race reporter, in fact, Robert McFarland, started 15th. Looks like he's getting passed right now on the inside. Looks like Brady LaBeouf in that number 9 machine. Down the front stretch he'll come, as Robert, by the way, is in 12th position. So he has gained a little bit up through, as Brady LaBeouf will take over 11th right now from Robert. But keep in mind, Robert's doing a fantastic job holding that 0-1, not one dent on it just yet. And here's the other thing. When the runs get longer with these tires getting more, they're going to take and have to slow up and back down these corners. That's where all these little individual cautions might happen. I say might, hoping they go green throughout the entire night. As again, keeping an eye on the 0-1, the Abruzzi machine of Robert McFarland back in 12th place.
He's our in-race reporter. He started this race in 15th. He's already moved to the 12th spot as he is right there. Got Brady LaBeouf in front of him right through the carousel as they make their way off the turn into turn number 5. This is, again, a 8-turn road course. Almost 2.26 miles, as we had Ray reiterate on. In years past, Watkins Glen was an 11-turn course, but they have changed it up, and this is the current demographics on Watkins Glen International. Matter of fact, if you want to be honest, Ray, there's actually 2 road courses at Watkins Glen. Yeah, there's one, but there's actually a different road course that, like, sports cars and the Rolex 24 machines and the IMSA cars use also.
Yes, sir. What they got is coming off of the carousel, and you don't see it here, but you'll see the cone set up, so they block that route. They call it the boot. It adds about another 4 turns on this thing, and if you look at it from the air, it literally looks just like a boot, hence why these guys will extend that. But we got a truck way off into turn 1, still back on the asphalt. He'll go. Can't see who that is, but Bill Lester, we're aboard on the rough cam, by the way, right now. Looks like he's got some left front damage to that machine at 93. I do say he's fallen back there to the 17th position, still kind of tooling along, but again, unfortunately, some damage to that 93 machine tonight.
Again, we're riding on board there, looking at that beautiful Buddy Project entry with the driver out of North Atlanta, Bill Lester, a former NASCAR competitor in his right. He made his Cup Series debut 2004 at Atlanta, originally from Oakland, California. I wonder if he's a Raiders fan, or does he switch over to the Atlanta Falcons? What do you think, Ray?
Well, it's too bad we can't bring him in for an interview while he's driving, but I'm not sure what he's a fan of football, because, well, I know he's a fan of racing. I'm kind of glad he's here tonight with us, like I said before. By the way, a little bit back in the field there, the number 14th position, by the way, the number 11 truck of Steve Affont just got around the 43 of Jason Maines, and now he's hunting down Robert McFarland. Very easy coming up through the field. Again, started a little bit further back. Didn't take time. He'll go sideways off the corner.
Wow.
Lose a rear end just for a second, but what a recovery from that 11 truck. Remember what I was saying about 2 laps ago? These tires are going to get wore. You can't overdrive the corners, and that's exactly what just happened to that 11.
Very crazy moment. And I will tell you, as we now check out Steve Affont in his truck, he started 23rd. He's now in the 15th position. Some trucks coming to the front. If we get a caution, we will definitely try to grab an interview with the man they call Wild Bill, Bill Lester, here at Watkins Glen. It's again, MaxSpeedTV, CRN, all the coverage on JW Racing Esports TV, on Roku TV, Amazon TV. How about that, Ray Richard? What a phenomenal job this series has become.
Man, you can be anywhere in the world and watch this race any Friday you want. I'll tell you, it's amazing how technology has become. And, man, look at it this way. Mr. Wesley Outland sitting down there in North Carolina. I'm sitting up here in upstate New York, and it's like we're side by side, man. I love technology, buddy.
We are definitely practicing social distancing, and our producer is in Henderson, North Carolina, and we have D'Amico in Arizona. Sweating it out there, brother.
Got a MaxSpeedTV replay going on, by the way. The number 51 of Stephen Waltrip trying to see what's going on there. Brought that graphic up as he comes down into turn 1. A little bit of stutter on my end. Overdrives it, actually. Misses the tires. Gets about a 2X going over that grass patch there. Loses 2 positions down into turn 2. But that's all right. He's back up. Got a little damage to the right rear of that truck, but still able to keep on. Stephen Waltrip in the 51 tonight, man.
No harm, no foul. Stephen Waltrip keeping on in our MaxSpeedTV CRN replay there. And remember, in years past, reality and virtual here on iRacing, Ray Richard, Watkins Glen, that straightaway where they roar into that sharp turn into turn 1 like they're getting ready to come to you right now, that used to be so dangerous. They used to go into that corner and it would be gravel and a sand trap like being stuck in quicksand, and now they kind of paved it off. And you saw the outcome, because even though Waltrip did get some damage, he's still able to continue and not have a destroyed truck.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy they did that, because years ago I actually went to a track. We'll give you another example of that, by the way. Look at Jimmy Johnson, where his brakes failed, went down turn 1. We got a spun truck over in turn 1, by the way. The 94 machine looks like Gene Gorguski stuck there, able to get it straightened back up. If we can get out of the 09, by the way, spins over there. Local caution, Christopher Williams. He stuck backwards down the inside of turn 1. Going to take a look, by the way. We got a stop broadcast on our end.
Wow, we got... We've got some type of a technical issue there. We'll definitely try to keep on going as best as we can and get this back up rolling, as, again, we have been watching the driver, the leader of Mainz, doing a phenomenal job. He's man-to-man to spin out in front, doing a great job so far in this race. And we mentioned the drivers of Matthew Lee and Derek Fulton right there in second and third, as now we check out Matthew Clary in truck number 70 as he goes. And Garrett Mainz in truck 57. By the way, I'm understanding that they kept the replay going there, so that was just a little technical error on our parts, but we're back rolling again, Ray. 9 laps in.
Yeah, 10-4 on YouTube. It's being broadcast pretty solid. No problem there, but feed on our end so we can see the broadcast is going very well. Garrett Mainz, by the way, putting the first truck a lap down. As we were saying, that's the number 70. Looking to see his name. Mike Clary, by the way, he's kind of falling back. I say the first truck a lap down, but the 94 of Gene Roguski there, unfortunately, spun. And it looks like Chris Baines may have had some trouble that we missed in the 54. Chris usually being one of our top runners right now, running in the 24th position, 1 lap down. So, as I say that, the rear end of Main's truck goes out from underneath him for a second. Down in turn 1, still able to hold on to it. Not able to hold on to that 94 machine, was it the 19 behind him there? I'm sorry, the 94. I'll get this correct. Sorry, guys. We got them all over this track.
Well, Baines lost it. You saw Rogluski get loose, and I saw Baines about spin in the 54. So definitely a couple of trucks, 54 and 94, having problems here at the Glen.
Well, they got unlimited tires tonight, but when do you want to pit? Keep that in mind. You're not going to go a lap down, but on the same note, you're going to lose a lot of time to the guy that's not going to pit. So the rear end of these trucks starting to get loose here on lap 10 already.
10 laps in. We'll take a break on MaxSpeedTV and the CRN Sports Network. The Josh White, there's his truck, currently right now at 19th. We're here at the Watkins Glen International Raceway for the next round of the JW Racing Esports Series. Back after commercial break in a moment.
We're the wise guys, and you're watching MaxSpeedTV. Woo!
Looking to do something fun, different, and exciting with the family? Experience Friday Night Stock Car Racing, located in South Raleigh at the Wake County Speedway. Wake County Speedway is a quarter-mile banked asphalt facility, providing lots of close racing action. For more information, including the schedule, please visit WCSpeedway.com. Wake County Speedway, America's favorite bull ring.
lap 12 of 62 here at Watkins Glen. Welcome back to our coverage on the CRN Sports Network as well as MaxSpeedTV. Wesley Outland, Ray Richer, in-race reporter is Robert McFarland, and we are rolling here with our coverage. We're glad you're joining us as, again, we had a great start of things, 12 of 62 laps. We've got 50 laps to go. Things going good here, Ray Richer.
Yeah, I'd like to say that for the most part, but when we were on break, one of the things I wanted to tell you, I didn't want to burst out. Man, I wanted to say something. 57, Garrett Maines. He's 9 seconds ahead of the second place of Matthew Lee, but he come around the bus stop, and the rear end came out from underneath that truck, did not spin it, got through the grass, was able to hold on to it, straightened it back up, and kept right on going, and still get another half a second on the leader on that same lap 2 laps ago. One other thing we'll point out, it was the 46 of Mike Adamson. I keep screwing up his name. He unfortunately spun it coming into the bus stop. That turned him around into that little side patch, went through the cones, and that cost him a couple seconds on the truck. He had to turn it back around. He got a penalty. They put him a little bit farther back after they took and cut up those seconds. Obviously, you'll see the 46 in right now getting his quick repair as well as 4 fresh rubbers and get out there with those Goodyears, and as well as 2 cans of racing fuel. And taking a little time with the repairs here. Maybe he didn't use his quick repair, but it was a little bit beat up. Nothing serious, able to get it back going again, but that'll put him in a lap down right now on lap 13.
Mike Adamson again on pit. Oh, finally got it, right? Mike Adamson on pit road there for work as we see Derek Fulton again in the 19 machine. JMF Construction, number 19. 2 wins on the season for the driver. Let's be honest, there's only 3 drivers that have multiple wins in the series. Kyle Sacco, Matthew Lee last week at Martinsville in Texas, and also Eric Fulton, who we've seen do pretty good. Won a wild race back a few months ago at Bristol.
By the way, the 93 of Bill Lester, if we can get a shot of him. Truck's a little bit beat up still, able to hold his own. He was holding on to 17th. Now he's down in 19th. He got passed by McKinnon as well as Josh White from 17th and 18th. Bill Lester still holding on tonight, but Austin McKinnon in 17th is going to be the first truck right now lap down, and it looks like Jeremy Crandall might be in Garrett Maine's sight next time around.
Little damage for Lester, but still holding on, as we said again, as we are working lap number 14 of 62 here at Watkins Glen. It is the next round of the Josh White Racing Esports Truck Series. This is the culmination of all of the great things that are now part of JW Racing Esports, including Wednesday night, July 22nd, beginning with the War Series, non-wing sprint cars. You saw the promo for it for the War Series beginning on Wednesday night, July 22nd. I'll be in the booth for that. I don't know if I'm going to have for color. Ray, I don't know if you're available. I don't know. But I know I love non-wing racing. I love sprint car open wheel racing. And on the dirt, we're going to have that for you on Wednesday night. Thursday night, it is the JW Racing Esports ARCA Development Racer Series on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, or 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. And then, of course, it all culminates with the trucks on Friday night with yours truly and Ray Richer on the call. So, again, it's all part. Whoa! Spinner! Bottom of the racetrack there. And we have no caution thrown yet, but we got a truck there spun around.
Yeah, I seen that off of turn 3. It was a blue vehicle. I didn't see exactly who it was. Trying to figure that out as we continue up here. There is an actual challenge going on play spot. We'll watch our MaxSpeedTV replay here and listen to our CRN. It does look like we got a truck that went wide. That's Christopher Williams in the 09. He come down off of turn 1, and he got it straightened back up. The rear end out went wide. Unfortunately, went left and nosed it right into the left side fence, right in front of the, what do they call it, the silver stands, I think, over there, on the outside of turn 1. But Matthew Lee, we're back up here with our second place guy, as well as behind him, Derek Fulton in the 19, Max Steck in the 105. That's the third and fourth place positions. There's been a solid run for those two coming around the last 3 laps. And I'll tell you what, Max Steck has got that, he's actually past Fulton right now. The 29 right now. I'm sorry, that's Nicholas Sacco. I was looking at the wrong truck.
It's all good.
Fellas, you can go ahead and lay right into me. You deserve it. Anyways, Max Stack. I thought he was the Fulton machine. So, yeah, we did screw that up. Is it Stack? Oh, it's Stack.
Max Stack.
Max Stack.
Yeah, like a stick, but a stack instead.
Like Stack. It's not A, it's an E. Stack. Yes. That's how you say stack the deck over here in New York. See? So with that being said, Max Steckback in 4th place. Derek Fulton up in the 19 machine in 3rd. Is actually, oh my goodness, there is a pretty big gap between those two. 6 seconds between 3rd and 4th. So I was looking at the wrong machine. We'll get things right. You gotta love live broadcasting.
It's all good, brother. We're having fun, and that's what matters the most as they make their way off the corner. We hope you're enjoying broadcast coverage wherever you are on MaxSpeedTV and Josh White Racing Esports on YouTube, Facebook, live coverage on MaxSpeedTV and the CRN Sports Network. And remember, also, JW Racing Esports TV on Amazon and Roku TV. And Ray, it's that simple, brother. All you got to do is just put in Josh White Racing, and bam, you got it. You can download it, put the app on your television. I did it the other day when Josh White told me about it driving back from, I think it was Georgia. And, hey, you're set. You can watch everything, almost every race for the most part in the last 3 weeks or so is up to date, and we're going to have coverage of the War Series, coverage of the trucks like tonight at Watkins Glen, the ARCA Series. What a show they put on at Phoenix last night. All of that is available. And by the way, how about Rhett Tucker getting the win last night in the ARCA Development Series?
Yeah, good stuff. Those guys will be coming up through the ranks as Josh White e-racing series actually will grow potentially, because we've got a lot of different series he's going to make out. And here's the other thing. These are paid leagues. So basically you got to pay to race each one just like you do in the real world.
And you get paid.
And you get paid back. That's what I'm getting at with the whole thing, which is a beautiful thing. Now, a couple of things going on here as we're on the roof of the 57 of the Garrett Mains. We'll call it the Michelangelo's Painting out of Arizona Roof Cam, if you don't mind. I've seen the sponsorship there. And now I think, what was that? There you go. Our producer, by the way, Mike D'Amico, says, love it, because there's a reason for that. Michael D'Angelo's, you can put 2 and 2 together. And one of the things I want to point out here, Matthew Lee, 2nd place, back, by the way, we got to stop the program again on our screen. Matthew Lee, 13.6 seconds back to the leader. Derek Fulton, 14.427. There is an actual challenge now. Finally, I get this right. Down into turn 1 between 2nd and 3rd, between the 04 of Matt Lee and the 19 of Fulton.
So as the race roars on, again, this battle between Matthew Lee and Fulton continues for the 2nd position as, again, Garrett Mains, watching him roar around the racetrack. Here's Matthew Lee there, along with Fulton, closing in, down into the carousel off of turn 4. Yes, turn 4 of turn 8, through that little sharp carousel, through the bus stop, if you will. I think they call that the bus stop.
That's the bus stop, bud.
Yeah, that's the bus stop. Okay. This is the carousel.
That's
a sharp hit off the turn. Damn it, I'll catch it one way or the other, I promise you.
I'll tell you what, I'll screw up the names, you screw up the track. We'll work with that, okay? As this challenge keeps going on, man, 5 vehicles separate the top 2nd and 3rd place guys. Again, Matthew Lee and Derek Fulton, 4 and 19. Lee real wide there, by the way, off of turn 7, down through turn 8 to the right-hander. They'll take it real wide up on the rumble strips, just missing the grass. Down the front straight they'll go, and still 5 truck lengths even. These guys are just fighting each other for that 2nd place spot. And keep an eye on that number 19 of Fulton. Fulton's just doing a great job of slowing down a little bit earlier before the turns. You see Lee go real high. Again, it's a little bit of overdrive, so he knows he's back there.
Overshot the corner there for sure. So did Matthew Lee. Fulton transitions a different way on the bottom, braking hard going down the straightaway, going back to 1. And Lee just kind of drove it in there to the outside of the rumble strips and still saves his truck as they go down the back straightaway, they call it here at Watkins Glen, make their way on the brakes into the bus stop. Got it, Ray! Through the bus stop as they go into the corner with Matthew Lee, and there they go through the carousel now as they sharpen, weasel their ways off those corners into turn number 6 and 7, on down to the final straightaway corner through the short chute into turn number 7 right about now as they get ready to corner. As I said that, they're giving me fake news. Here they go into turn 7 through the short chute, and then here they come turning into turn number 8, down the long straightaway, and that is a lap high above on board with Matthew Lee here at the Glen, Ray.
Yeah, one of the things, 20 laps when they hit the line right here is they're going to complete lap 19. They'll go down into turn 1. Again, Matthew Lee finally realizing to back off it a little bit before he goes in. Nice turn right there. He'll bring it to the top side, just touching those rumble strips. Off of the overrun there. Oh, he'll get slowed down by the 43. I believe that's McKinnon. They'll slow him down for a little bit, but that'll give him a chance for Fulton to catch back up. About 3 truck lengths now to him. No, 4. Matthew Lee was able to get some traction, and neither one of these two, by the way, have pitted just yet that I'm aware of. And Maines, by the way, still continues just to dominate this field tonight. And I was looking back a little bit further than these two. Keep an eye on these guys. But Max Stack, as I was saying the wrong name last time, back in 4th place, 24 seconds behind our leader of Garrett Maines, but only, 9 seconds separate him from the 3rd place spot.
Back across the turn into the straightaway off the carousel now as they make their way into turns number 7 on the short chute. Weaseling through there is now Ashley Dodson. We look racetrack. Our cameramen are on it. Find something, pick it, and show it.
Yeah.
Fulton, Lee.
Pretty
right
good.
There. Look, Robert McFarland, he's struggling. He's about to go a lap down. He's in 14th, though.
Yeah, he's holding his own as best he could. 1 lap down at this point. Keep in mind, only 10 guys are on the lead lap at this point in time. That all starts off with McKinnon. We'll go down through your top 10 for just a moment while we have an opportunity. Obviously, the 57 of Garrett Maines. Whoa!
Williams off course again in 09. Shades of where he lost it earlier about 10 laps ago. He'll save it. Will still stay green.
Back to your top 10, by the way. Garrett Maines, of course, way out front. Been just putting these guys to school tonight in that 57 machine. Second, Matthew Lee, been holding on that and holding off the 19 of Derek Fulton right behind him. Nicholas Sacco in the 29 machine is your 4th place runner. And all the way up from 7th now to 5th is Ashley Dotson in that 07 machine. Max Steck, unfortunately, off a little bit there. Not sure what happened to him. One of our fastest guys in practice behind him.
Steck man.
Steck the neck. As for saying that. The 7th place position is Jason Keffer in that 33 machine. Brandon Hughes in 111. Brady LaBeouf will be the 9th machine in number 9. And also our top 10 of Michael McKinnon. Again, that rounds out your top 10 for the evening as we see the 13 of Michael McKinnon here. Again, running 10th, but still able to hold his own, not going a lap down. But I'm going to tell you, here's the deal. Let's see. He's minute 12 behind the leader, and a lap around this place is a minute 14. Guess who's right behind him? That would be the 57 machine coming up through the S's right now, so keep an eye. Here comes our leader and might put our 10th truck a lap down here within about a lap or 2.
Garrett Maines, what a performance for the driver in truck 57. And if I remember correctly, he has not won on the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. He could turn it around here tonight and make the 5th different winner on the tour since it's debuted 12 races ago.
McKinnon on the way out here of the carousel. Why did I screw that up? Now you're rubbing off on me. But anyways, here comes Garrett Maines.
You said carousel after the
That's
bus
all
stop.
right. We got it. Took me a minute. Kind of stuttered there for a second. He'll come down through turn 7 on the 13 machine, and right behind him right there, as you see Garrett Maines into turn 7. That's how quick and close he is to the 10th place spot of that 13 of McKinnon. McKinnon holding his own for a little bit. We're going to go back up front just for a little bit. Of course, we were up front here a minute ago with the 57. But I'm looking at the 19 of Fulton. As we see Matthew Lee, by the way, something must have happened to him. He's back in the 3rd place spot, and he really fell back. So, again, all of us talking a little bit here, we did miss what happened. I'm thinking that Lee, unfortunately, may have spun or hit the wall or something, looking for damage on his truck.
7th place, Derek Fulton. Now he says he's in position 7. Matthew Lee, that's the driver we're referring to. He was in 2nd. Now he's fell all the way back to 7th. What a tough break for that driver. We're still, early in the going, though.
Yeah, my counter on my end, by the way, they show it as I hit the line, so my apologies. So we'll keep an eye on that. The update, of course, on our broadcast is immediate, and we're looking at the 04 of Matthew Lee, again, back in 7th place position, but that's he was running great against that 19 of Fulton. And by the way, Fulton is in for his first pit stop, and so is the 29 of Sacco, who's in 3rd place.
Trucks are coming down for green flag service as Derek Fulton takes on 4 new tires. Sunoco fuel, tear off, and they're going to go to the left side of the truck first. Remember, in road course racing, from the left to the right, it's Steck about got crashed by Sacco coming off of pit road. They're all in the pits. Max Steck, there he is in the 105 entry. Brandon Hughes, he picked up a good couple of top 3 runs in the 111 entry. He's there on pit road. Ashley Dodson from Australia on the pit lane as well for service. Steve Affont in the number 11 from Texas. He is the Behind the Wall podcast. I checked that out a couple of days ago, a matter of fact. Ray, when you get a chance, check it out on your podcast outlets. Whenever you're checking out
do that.
CRN podcast also, so for sure.
All good, man. Well, we're saying that, by the way. The 57 of Mains is going down the back chute. I don't believe that he's even pitted yet.
No, sir, not yet.
Man, he's just way out front. Right now, he literally lapped the entire field. But that's going to change, obviously, when he goes in and gets all his 4 fresh Goodyears as well as 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Fuel, and he'll enter the carousel. We'll see if he brings it this time by. He's got 2 more turns before he shows his cards there.
But don't take it away from him. For the first time ever in history of the JW Racing Esports Series, as he now gets ready to go down in the straightaway short chute, final corner coming up, he has lapped the entire field. Count that. Check that. Remember this moment. The entire field a lap down as here comes Mains. What a dominating performance for 57.
And he's not taking the pit this time. He comes off the last corner down the front chute. Man, they must have put a little bit of fuel line in those roll bars because he's got to get down there sometime soon. I believe they're going to have to at least do 2 pit stops before the end tonight. Working lap 25 on the leader of Garrett Mains right now. 62 is the goal. We'll bring it down through turn 1. Then he's going to hit down turn 2 and 3 up through the S's. Still able to hold his own, man. And he has got second place right now of Keffer. A minute 16 back. That's a lap. That's a full lap here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I was going to say Keffer, Lee, Fulton, Sacco, and LaBeouf are on the lead lap. So he's lapped everybody up to the top 7. So apologize for giving you that fake news here in the broadcast. So
I'm a little confused by that because those guys should have taken a pit. I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, we announced it a little bit ago.
Right.
So we'll
I don't
see
know
what
if
happens.
scoring's updated yet. I don't know if scoring is updated yet. Maybe that's the issue.
Thinking you might be right at this point in time. Matthew Lee, they're showing as second. And it does show on my screen as second as well. Derek Fulton, 19, back in third. And Keffer now taking over that 4th place spot in the 33 machine. Sacco getting scuffed back there during his pit stop there to the 5th place position.
Watching them as they come off the corner. There's Sacco's machine there, as we just mentioned, sitting in 5th.
And here comes the 57 down pit lane, by the way, Wesley.
Coming in on lap 25, working lap 25, 24 completes. The man that has led the way since the drop of the green of the Smithfield Foods, Abruzzi, USA 57, is Garrett Mains on the pit lane. He's going to get ready for service. Ray, let's see if they do not make any mistakes, if he can get back out on first as well.
Okay, now I've got a split screen on my end. I'm watching the 04 Matthew Lee. Keep it on the 57 of Garrett Mains for a moment. Lee right now entering turn 7, that left-hand turn as the right sides of the 57 of Garrett Mains go up. They're going to drop it down.
Gone.
He immediately gone. We come down through turn 8 with the 04 of Matthew Lee. Will he get his lap back? He's going to try to get down to turn 1, but I don't think he's going to make it in time. He's coming down the front stretch right now, and if that's the truth, I believe the whole field will be a lap down to fresh tires in that 57.
I believe we are witnessing history now, as it is the driver.
Keep an eye. Well, it could be wrong. It's got to score back around before we figure that out.
That's right.
I think we could be correct on this. Again, I've been known to be wrong before.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, thinking about this. Okay, Garrett Mains just took his pit. Matthew Lee took his pit already. Fulton took his pit already. And the top 10 were a lap down at that point in time. I'm seeing 8 guys right now on the lead lap. I think what we're witnessing is not that. I think that we're cycling back around. Everybody's getting back in line, and I'm going to believe, we'll see at the start-finish line, but I'm going to believe that there's 8 cars going to be on the lead lap. So I could be wrong about all this, but the way we were looking at the track, I think that's what it looked like to us.
Yeah, I'm about to say the same thing as well. But, man, what a performance for Garrett Mains. Comes off the pit lane, enters the pits leading, exits the pits, and he still has a lead over the field. As here he comes to the start-finish line at the stripe. And now we'll see where the scoring updates here is. Lee is in second. 15 seconds back is Matthew Lee. Fulton is in third. And then you have Sacco, Steck, Dodson, LaBeouf right now. But they're way, way, way in the back.
Yeah, it's a huge gap. Actually, we were incorrect. Again, we like to correct ourselves. It's live TV. We do our best we can.
So top 10 are on the lead lap is what we're finding out.
Top 10 now. In fact, he just passed Mullins, by the way, that number 2 machine. He is now in 11th. And like you just said, the number 5 of Truxell there, we're going to see where he's at in accordance with the 57. Mullins just went a lap down. There's the number 5, Truxell. Behind him somewhere should be our leader, the 57, between him and the carousel, if I'm not mistaken. That will be our next truck to go a lap down if he catches him. As he goes down into turn 7, we're watching the number 5 there, arc it to the bottom. And again, I believe right behind him, probably about 10 truck lengths back, I'm going to say. In fact, let me see if I can get on a leader on my split screen over here. Garrett Maines right now entering turn 8. Just behind him, yep, there is our leader, about 15 truck lengths back. And that's our next victim in the number 10th position is 5 of Mark Drexel.
Closing in on halfway, and so far it has been clean and green at the Glen. Well, that's fake news as well. We've had a couple of local cautions, if you will. But other than that, we have seen the domination by Garrett Maines. Will he win? By the way, don't forget, put that little ticker up about pizza. Everybody loves pizza.
Yep.
Free pizza coming up at halfway. You got to, in the Max Speed broadcast, tell us who the winner will be at the end of this thing. If they win, the person that put down the correct driver first. It's that simple. They win. No purchase necessary. You must be 18 or older to order and win. And remember, if you are a driver of the JW Racing Esports Series official broadcaster, you do not participate.
Aww. I'll make it real simple, by the way. This is how it works, okay? Like he was just saying, lap 31 is our halfway point. That, by the completion of that lap, you have to have your pick in. It is on the YouTube chat channel. Of course, right now, I think everybody's pick is pretty obvious. If you pick the winner, you get yourself a free 3-topping Domino's pizza from courtesy of MaxSpeedTV and your friends here.
I just found out we're going to be fed next week. I love it.
That's our pay for tonight, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Our producer, Mike D'Amico. I'll send you the pizza. Don't worry about it.
Me, okay? Don't pay me. Just feed me.
We'll send a couple out. By the way, our leader, Garrett Maines, just turned around and made it past the 5 of Mark Drexel. He is now a lap down, 9 trucks on the lead lap. Michael McKinnon, 13 machine, is our next victim, possibly with this leader. And as we see down the backstretch, I'm going to believe that might be him ahead of him. We're looking at the nose of that machine just ahead of our leader. And once he turns sideways, is that the 13? Sure is. Our bang machine there. Michael McKinnon there is in 9th, and he is about to go for his first lap down to the leader of 57 of Garrett Maines.
Yes, Maines is out in front, and now the Bang Energy entry about to go a lap down here as they'll work their way off the corner. Working lap number 29, complete of 62, closing in on halfway. And again, for the most part, we've been on the air for about an hour, Ray. This race is, for the most part, going by pretty swiftly. I'm happy.
Pretty steadily, yep. Lap 29, by the way, is what we're going to hit here. And as we come down the front stretch, I'm keeping an eye now. The only thing we're talking about is Mr. Maines just knocking his field off one by one. Brady LaBeouf, as I'm watching the number 9 machine go down through turn 1, guess who's right behind him? You're looking at him. The 57 is just dominating tonight. And LaBeouf going down through the S's. He'll make that left-hand turn up the back to the long straightaway down the back stretch, as we call it here at Watkins Glen. And there is our leader up through the left turn, now to the right. And they're both on the same stretch. They're about 20 truck lengths apart. And that's the number 8 position in the 9 of Brady LaBeouf.
Well, I'll tell you what. This race rolls on as there they go through the bus stop, back into the carousel. Down the straightaway, Nicholas Sacco. He sits in the 5th position. Looking at that driver. Going back into turn number 1. Pretty good precision there, the way he negotiated. Michael McKinnon. He's in the broadcast booth. I didn't know if you knew that. The man, Michael McKinnon, called the ARCA race. I really enjoyed just kind of being a special guest at the ARCA broadcast last night from Phoenix.
I'm going to have to rewatch that. I'm not going to lie to you about the whole thing. I was racing myself last night, so got about 13 Darlington black stripes, though. I can tell you that right now.
That was one of 4 iRacing broadcasts. I thought I was going to do 3. One of 4 I did last night. I announced iRacing broadcast from 7 o'clock last night until 3 in the morning. Or 2:30 in the morning.
Sounds like you're a little bit tired.
No, I'm good.
57, by the way, Garrett Maines still way out front. He comes up through the S's. Keep an eye on him right now as we see the 9 of Brady LaBeouf is about to be chopped a lap down. He'll go to the right side and then let 57 by. And there's your number 8 position now, a lap down. 7 trucks on the lead lap. Next victim to come, it looks like the 07, our Ashley Dodson.
We're coming up on halfway. When they cross the line, we will officially have 31 laps complete. And remember, you need to pick who is going to win the race? Will it be Garrett Maines? Pick the winner. Free pizza, MaxSpeedTV giveaway. Whoever it is.
Whoa, Ashley Dotson almost loses it.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you there, but yes, this is definitely a lap to pick your winner. Ashley Dotson goes into the grass and literally fishtails it down through turn 7, almost loses it, straightens the truck back up,
turn
and
8.
keeps it going.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
My goodness.
Off of turn 8 there, right in front of his teammate of JW Racing Esports driver Josh White. And we're halfway home. Make your picks, place your bets. Who will it be? Will it be Maines? He the man to dominate here at the Glen. Got a truck bouncing off the wall, and still no caution as we watch these guys work their way down the short chute, if there is anything, a local yellow. And we have 30 laps to go here now. Pretty good race.
It's tough to call because when you see these guys bounce off the walls, we see in the top side of the 0-1 of Robert McFarland here, who, by the way, is 1 lap down in 14th position, still holding his own there. But it's just so big of a track and so many turns to figure out what's going on and around. As, by the way, Jason looks like McKinnon. Jason Keffer, no, where is he here? The 43 machine, sorry. Jason Maines, that's who I want to say. Just won a second lap down to our leader in the 57. You know, I almost want to pick somebody else, but Maines is just, he is awesome tonight. Back to the second place, by the way. That battle is still going on between the 04 of Matt Lee as well as the 19 of Derek Fulton. They're less than 1 second apart. 4 truck lengths between second and third.
The Watkins 62. I know it was called the Watkins 90, but it's the Watkins 62. Rolls along here. And we are, again, watching Derek Fulton size it up Matthew Lee. Now, this is for second and third, but it is way, 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 way behind the leader of the driver of Garrett Maines. 21.600 seconds to be exact on the interval across the scoring loop as we work lap number 34 to be completed this time by. 33 laps are in here at Watkins Glen. As again, there's Josh White, lap truck in the way. So is the man. Woo! Matthew Lee with a wiggle and a giggle and a bobble. Holds on to the truck. And that allows Fulton to lick his chops and try to close in. Just can't get there in time as they go through the S's. Make their way down the back straightaway here at Watkins Glen. Picking those speeds up to 150 miles an hour, maybe more. And then they get ready to pound the brakes and go through the bus stop.
Hey, you got the bus stop for the third time in a row. I'm happy for you about that, buddy. You'll get her down. As we're saying, Matthew Lee, by the way, was able to pass Josh White in that number 8 machine. Now Fulton's got to get around him. Josh is trying to yield to him, but keep in mind it's very difficult because usually on an oval, we have everybody go to the high or low side to get out of the way, and it's kind of common. But in a road course, it's so hard to call because there's multiple grooves and multiple turns. So, again, we're watching Josh White actually hold up the 19 right now of Fulton. Fulton trying to get around him. He'll go to the inside this time. White will allow him now to the outside. Now Fulton will actually get by, but that allowed Lee to get at least a good 10 truck lengths between second and third now. Fulton's got more work cut out for him down here in the front stretch.
Well, here they come again off the corner. And again, an awesome job for the driver of the 57, Garrett Maines. There's Nicholas Sacco. He sits in the 4th position. You know, Ray, I kind of wondered, how is me and Ray going to broadcast an esports road course race? But for the most part, we're, as long as we're getting carousels and bus stops correct, we got it. We got it going on. Yes. As Sacco's starting to close in on Josh White as they go back to turn 1.
By the way, one of the things I'm going to say right now is a sad deal for everybody else except for Garrett Maines. Matt Stack, 5th place, number 105, just crosses the start-finish line. Garrett Maines has lapped everybody but the top 5 at that point. And of course, he's part of the top 5. So he's been a fantastic job, as they said a million times tonight. 57 crossing the stripe now, as we look at Max Stack going down through the S's. So there's quite a long distance between him and the 5th place of the 105 machine of Stack. But keep this in mind, Stack has not been a slow guy tonight. He's been one of the faster guys. And to give you another idea, your leader, Garrett Maines, 24.973 seconds back to Matt Lee. Derek Fulton, 26.344 up to the leader, so there's 26 seconds. Nicholas Sacco, 29 machine, 49 seconds back to the leader. Wow. Max Stack, 1 minute, 2 seconds last time at the line. A minute 14 is an average around this place. These guys are at in about a minute. Well, actually, Garrett Maines, minute 14.038 last lap. That's fast on a long run. He's doing a great great job with that 57. Again, keeping it up front.
35 of 62. Here at Watkins Glen, we'll pause 10-second of network identification on the CRN Sports Network. Don't go anywhere on MaxSpeedTV. The Josh White Racing Esports Truck Series continues along here. And again, we are live as you're looking at some of the commercials playing. Wesley Outland, Ray Richer, and again, we are going to thank these sponsors and come back with more coverage in a moment.
Speedway is a quarter-mile banked asphalt facility providing lots of close racing action. For more information, including the schedule, please visit WCSpeedway.com. Wake County Speedway, America's favorite bull ring.
Leith Cars, the local name you've trusted for over 50 years, introduces Leith Direct, the safe, easy way to buy a car online. Just pick your favorite, no-hassle priced used car. Yes, all cars are market priced, so no back and forth. And click to buy. We'll even bring it to you. And if you change your mind in 3 days, just bring it back. Your next car in a click with Leith Direct online buying. From the name you can trust, LeithCars.com. It's easier here.
Hope you got those picks in. Chance for a 3-topping pizza is gone. The first person that gets it right of who the winner will be gets that. We're back at the Glen 62 from Watkins Glen International, virtually on iRacing, on Josh White Racing TV for MaxSpeedTV and the CRN Sports Network. Ray Richer, Wesley Outland in race reporter is Robert McFarland. We only talked to him one time, Ray, because this race has been caution-free. 38 of 62 complete.
Yeah, the only cautions we've actually had were on local cautions. So somebody spun, warning up ahead, everybody gets around them, keeps going. Most of these road courses in iRacing are like that. They try to keep it that way. The only way there would be a full full course caution. I'll get that out, buddy. The only time there would be a full course caution. Man, I'm off tonight. By the way, it would be a very large blockage on the track, like 5 or 6 vehicles at the same time being wrecked. Now, to bring you up to speed, this has been a fantastic race by the 57. We're on board right now at the 73. That's Jeremy Crandall back in 17th. He is 3 laps down, unfortunately, with that Chevrolet, Day Spas machine there, the 73. He'll come off down to the front stretch. He'll go. But again, Garrett Maines, the 57 machine, just a dominating performance tonight. He is way out front, lapped everything except for the top 5, which he's involved in. The next victim right now is the 5th place of a 105 of Max Steck. I'm keeping an eye on him, so I got a split screen over here on my side. So right now, Steck going down the backstretch, and Garrett Maines obviously entering that backstretch. 114 is a lap here. That's what Garrett Maines has been putting down, and been a fantastic job all the way around. Actually, 116 was his last lap, so he is slowing down a little bit. The fastest one was 114.038. Max Steck is a minute 10 behind him. And what I'm getting at is, if it was a minute 15, they would be even up. So in other words, there's only a 4-second difference between the 5th place and our leader. And here's the other deal. Lap 39 is what we're working right now of 62. There's plenty of racing to go. Plenty of time to go. I believe everybody's got to make one more pit stop. Yeah. But Maines himself can catch the 5th place of him. Fulton is 30 seconds back from the leader. That's half a lap. And so is Matthew Lee. And there's still a battle going on for that 2nd place spot between the 4 and the 19 like it has been all night long.
And I'll be honest with you, if Steck and Fulton and Lee and all those drivers come down to the pit lane, there's an opportunity where Maines could possibly, and make this now official, lap the entire field. If they come to pit road before before he does, he could lap the entire field. We could see this happen. I know we were talking about it earlier when we thought it did go down. Our apologies. Road course racing, completely different animal. Timing and scoring takes a minute or so to update with all of our telemetry because everybody is literally all over the racetrack. But with that said, if Maine stays on track, the other drivers pit before him, he could lap the entire field and then open up ground on those drivers, and a dominating performance by Maines tonight.
Yeah, what he's saying basically is it'll be the first in history on the Josh White Esports Truck Series. And, man, it's never been done anywhere before that I'm aware of.
I don't even think I've ever seen it happen before. Yeah. I mean, I've seen races like the other night. I did a race where maybe the top 4 were on the lead lap and everyone else was a lap down or more, but never have we seen such domination by a driver of Garrett Maines. And again, we've seen Matthew Lee win a couple. We've seen Fulton win. We've seen Sacco win. For the most part, that's how it's been. Other than that, obviously, to see what we have now with Maines, this has got to be a big pep in his step here on the road courses, but also going into the next round, because remember, you win, you're in the playoffs. You advance into the playoffs with this win. You got to go through this little crazy point system, if you will. But this win, it puts him, oh man, it puts him up in the points, and it allows him to have a run for a championship.
I'm rubbing off on
Yeah,
you.
we're all tongue-tied here tonight. We're having fun.
It's all good, man. Fun is what it's all about, even in these machines. Matthew Lee, and by the way, in Fulton, still battling it out, riding on the rough cam of Michelangelo's painting again in Arizona, out there on the rough cam of the 19 of Derek Fulton. They'll go up through the S's, down here to the right-hand turn to the long backstretch. They'll reach about 160 miles an hour before they hit the binders. If you look to the left, you'll see 500, 400, 300, 200. Right there, hits the binders, down to the right-hand turn, through the bus stop. That's 4 turns all in itself, but it is only a numbered turn of number 4, down around the carousel for the number 6. I'm sorry, that's number 5 back there. This is number 6. I'm still screwing up, too. So the carousel right here, they'll go wide to the left. If you look, there's a little bit of a runoff before you hit the grass.
That's where the old track used to be.
Yes, sir, that's where the boot. Yep, that's the boot. They'll come down this little bitty short chute here into turn 7, which is left-hander, and obviously back to the right here off the rumble strips a little bit. Actually, Fulton missed him that time. He's closing on that 0-4, coming down through the final turn, which is turn 8, and we see the 0-4 of Matthew Lee taking his service right now.
And pit stop time here as we're watching Lee come to pit lane. Fulton, there he comes across the stripe. Matthew Lee currently in 3rd as they go down on the pit road. Green flag pit stops. The money stops could be underway as we have 20 laps to go here at the Glen. Matthew Lee, Ray Richer at his pit stall, comes to a stop perfectly. He's on the pit lane.
Left side tires up. They go to the outside of the vehicle. Obviously a little opposite here at Watkins Glen. They're down to the right side. They'll go jack up that number 04 machine. Second can of Sunoco Racing Fuel going in. They'll drop it. Down he goes. He gets a little heat in them tires by spinning them off a pit lane. And he is the first one tonight to take his first green flag stop toward the end of this race.
20 laps to go. Next time by when they come to the start-finish line. There's the man leading. 20 to go now, Garrett Maines. And yes, he is about to run down Matthew Lee. You saw him exit pit road just a moment ago. He is running him down as they go into the corner down the backstretch.
Now, just so you know, Wesley, okay, again, he's trying to run down Matt Lee. Derek Fulton, once he pits, if he gets by him and Matt Lee, that's it. Max Steck, by the way, who is in 4th place in that 105 machine, is the first truck a lap down. Maines officially has lapped everybody but 2 people in this entire race tonight here at Watkins Glen. And by the way, Max Steck has not taken his pit service yet to the end of the race either.
No, sir. What a run here for Garrett Maines. This performance continues along. Whoever it was in the chat box on MaxSpeedTV YouTube said, Garrett Maines, you're going to win a pizza unless something happens like that. Look at Maines going over the rumble strips almost as he exited turn 8. Here he comes down the straightaway.
Maines down to turn 8. The reason I was saying that is Fulton just took his service. He's exiting pit lane off of turn 1 right now, still able to outrun our leader, Garrett Maines, who is coming down the front stretch. But again, there might be a chance he can lap him. But still, Garrett Maines still has to pit yet tonight. Maines down through the S's. He'll come up through the left-hand turn, down to the right-hander. Going to head down the back chute as I'm also watching the 19 of Fulton. He's got 4 fresh Goodyears on that machine. He'll bring it out of the bus stop, a little bit through the grass, down through this carousel now he'll go. So he's got about a good 20 seconds on our leader, able to take and hold him off from lapping down tonight. I don't think Maines is going to get this entire field, but he has gotten everything but Fulton and the 04 of Lee.
Fulton and Lee. Now we know Lee pitted. Did Fulton pit?
Yes, sir.
He pitted too.
Yeah,
so the question is, how far is Maines back to Fulton and Lee? That's the question on the interval right now.
Yeah, we were watching that here a little bit ago. I think we lost you for a moment, Wesley. That's all good.
18 to go.
Derek Fulton, by the way, was coming off pit lane as Maines was coming out of turn 8. So, again, he's got a good run on him ahead. And also keep in mind, Fulton with the fresher tires, he's just going to increase that ahead of Garrett Maines. But Maines still dominates this race. He is in the lead. To give you an idea, again, one more time, Matthew Lee, 1 minute, 2 seconds back to Garrett Maines. Matthew Lee has done his service, and so is the 19 of Derek Fulton, who's 1 minute, 4 seconds back. We can't tell an interval much anymore because everybody's 1 lap to 2 laps to 3 laps down.
As we watch them go through the bus stop, there is Josh White, Fulton, along with Brandon Hughes in the 111, roaring through the carousel now. They make their way to turn 5. We'll get it right before it's over with. Josh White off the corner. Fulton clears him, another lap truck. By the way, if he does only lap from 4th on back, that is still with 3 trucks on the lead lap. 6 trucks on the lead lap. A phenomenal job by Garrett Maines. But this race is not over. There's still 18 laps to go. There could be something to happen. Anything is possible. We have seen these drivers have sheer dominance and then something happened and they hiccup and it cost them in the end.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Maines has got such a lead out there
but
right
a truck
now.
Spun in front of him. Did you see that?
No, sir, I missed that.
Truck spun in the bus stop right in front of the leader, and Garrett Maines quickly to miss him.
Maines with a little defensive driving here with the 57 machine. He'll come down through turn 6, heading to turn 7, just getting around a lot of these lap cars. And it looks like the truck ahead of him, I didn't catch the number there. 2 trucks right now still on the lead lap, but it looks like we might have a couple more coming back. Again, once Maines hits that pit road, again, that's still Nicholas Sacco I'm thinking of in 4th place. He's in the 29 machine, as well as Jason Kepfer in the 33. They're not showing them a lap down on my screen as I see this. Is Maines kind of slowing down here? I'm wondering what's going on. Well, I'm sure he is. I mean, his last lap, let's see, last lap, something happened to Maines. I got a score of a last lap of 1 minute 39 seconds. He had to have spun somewhere that we missed because a minute 16 around this place is where it's at. He still leads, but something happened to Maines that we missed in the broadcast. We do apologize. We try to cover every corner of this track. I mean, we have replays and all that, but it's very difficult to keep an eye on everything all at once. We do our best here at MaxSpeedTV as the 57 comes down through the bus stop, heading for the 07 of Ashley Dotson. And Ashley Dotson will make that 1 lap back down in that 07 right now because Ashley got back on the lead lap. So did Kepfer, by the way. Kepfer's just ahead of our leader right now. And in the 57 machine, again, Kepfer in the 33.
Top 5 on the lead lap.
Yes, sir. Right now, top 5 in the lead lap all the way back from Sacco to Kepfer. That's fourth and fifth position. We'll see the 57 of Maines come down on lap 46. He's heading turn 7, now turn 8. Is he going to bring it in this time? No, sir. Back around to the top of the track. He'll come down the front stretch, and he's going to get around the next one of Mullins in the number 2 machine.
17 laps to go. Brandon Bullock off the pace in front of Mullins and 2 on the outside lane. He'll dive back to the inside and make the pass as they go into that corner. Through the S's into turns number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. They call it the back stretch here at the Glen because you're able to get so much speed as you come through the S's, and then you roar almost to 160 miles an hour, maybe more, down. And then you hit that brake into the bus stop, as we said, into the corner. Under 20 laps to go, 16 remaining. And there's Maines working his way through the bus stop, coming through the corners in turn 4. Then he goes into the carousel, through the carousel, that's the sweeper corner in turns number 5, making his way down the straightaway. In there, he'll hit the brakes here in a moment and go to turn number 6. You see the little markers on the side with 3, 2, 1, as Ray mentioned earlier, to help you. Turn number 7, gets through that short chute, makes his way down through there, hits the rumble strips, through turn number 8, and that is a lap around Watkins Glen with the leader and Steel Ray. He will not come to pit road.
Keep an eye on that roof cam just for a minute. If you look on the left-hand side of the fence right down here, there's a little light, and 300, 200, 100. Right there's the marks that these drivers use to know where to slow down. So what will happen is, early on in the run with these tires fresh, they'll wait till about between 1 and 200 to slowly roll into that brake and then hit it hard. And then later on in the run, they'll back it up to that 300 mark. So you'll see the same thing going down here in the back stretch here in a moment, up through these S-curves down to the right-hand turn. We see a lap truck just ahead as he goes to that DRS sign, where again those Formula 1 cars use it. They'll hit that light right there, 500, 400, 300, 200 to your left, 1, and he'll slow down for the bus stop. He'll go to the right-hand turn, make it through the bus stop, out of the exit to the carousel, and get to the inside of this lap truck. Again, not seeing who that is. I believe that might be Bill Lester, if I'm not mistaken, the 94 machine.
It was.
We'll bring it out to the high side. If you look straight ahead, that's the entrance to the boot that we do not use. And again, down the backstretch, here's the exit to the boot. That shows how tight that is. But again, that boot goes way downhill in the back. To the right, you see 300, 200, 100. Slow down for this turn. And those are the 3 places on this track where you'll see these guys use those numbers as a reference as we come down here to complete a lap on turn 8. As again, Maines does not bring it in this time. We still believe he's got to come in. This will complete lap 48 on 62.
14 laps to go here at the Glen. It has been caution-free. We predicted that as a possibility, and it looks like it could be a certainty, but not the domination we have seen of Garrett Maines in truck 57 through turn number 2, making his way back through the little snake we call the S's, off the corners, down the back straightaway through the tunnel turn. A dominating performance between Garrett Maines as he just lapped our in-race reporter, Robert McFarland. We definitely don't want to talk to him now.
Well, I got a little bit more news here for you, Mr. Wesley. The 33 of Keffer is just entering the carousel, and guess who's right behind him? Garrett Maines in the 57. Again, 57, I believe Maines did an error somewhere. I didn't see exactly where it was. I wish we would have caught it, but he is making up for that now. Keffer right now in the 5th place spot in the 33 machine. He'll hit the entrance to turn 7. The left-hand turn is, guess who's right behind him? Garrett Maines, the entrance to turn 7. Maines has still yet to pit. I am not sure if Keffer has hit that yes or no just yet for the last service of the night.
And my question is this. He's going to have to pit. There's no way he can go to the finish.
I agree.
I don't think he can go the final 13 laps now, or 14 laps to go, 13 to go now at the stripe to finish this race on a 1 pit stop. I just don't see how it's possible.
No, I don't see it either. The fuel run on his was at lap 25 when he pitted. By the way, there's a 33 of Keffer in the 5th place spot. That gives you an idea of how dominating this run is tonight. That 57 looking to get to the outside of him. No, Keffer still to the bottom side, now to the outside, which is a left-hand side. Down the back chute he'll go, and he'll put Keffer 1 lap down. Now 4 trucks on the lead lap. The next one up is the 29 of Nicholas Sacco. Sacco, by the way, is nowhere to be found near that bus stop where he is right now. Sacco is going down through turn 6 out of the carousel. Plenty of time to stay ahead of him before he's got to make his pit stop. But Sacco's just got to keep running this truck hard. Right now looking at Keffer. But again, our leader, Garrett Maines, just out of the carousel. At least a good 20, 25 seconds separates I'm going to say weird to say this. The 4th place back to the leader. It's just weird to say that, man. It's awesome. Yeah. But either way, Maine's just awesome race for him tonight.
What a performance for the driver, especially looking for his first career JW Racing Esports Series victory here in the trucks. And again, just not just a victory, Ray, sheer domination here at Watkins Glen.
Garrett Maines, by the way, lap 25 is where he came in. Okay, keep that in mind. There were no cautions, no stretching of the fuel. Lap 51 is on right now, so he's 1 lap over his pit stop from last time. So we'll see how long he can stretch the fuel this time. My prediction to you, by the way, Wesley, is he comes in this time because there's lap 26 on this run of tires, which, by the way, when he hits the start-finish line, we will have 11 laps to go in this race.
And my question is this. With Matthew Lee being 30-plus seconds back, is there a chance for Matthew Lee to run down Maines, or can Maines go to pit road, make his pit stop as long as he doesn't have any mistakes, and be able to come back out as the leader being 30 seconds back?
You know, that's going to make things awful interesting because earlier he had almost a full lap on 3rd and 2nd place spot as, again, Lee and Fulton, 2nd and 3rd, still fighting out there back for 2nd place as we see the 57 come around again. No, he did not pit this time.
Wow.
My prediction was off. He still has yet to pit, and you're right. With that error that he had, that made up a half a lap for these guys, and that's all you really need to catch these guys before they get out of the pit. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep an eye right now on Lee on my pit screen. Keep an eye on the 57. He is going down right now into turn 1. Matthew Lee is in the 04. He's just entering turn 7. So we got just under half a track left.
Oh,
we got a spin. Looks like the 93. No, I don't believe it's Sacco. I think it's a 94 of Gene Roguski.
Oh, no caution, though. No caution, just a local yellow.
Yep, 94 of Gene Roguski. I see he spun it off at turn 7, able to clear her back up. Running in the 20th spot right now, just ahead of Stephen Waltrip in the 51, as well as Bill Lester in the 22nd machine. 93 machine in 22nd position.
Final 10 laps coming up here at the Glen. Final wrap-up of commercials. We're not going to go anywhere. We're going to take you side by side, except for those that are listening on the CRN Sports Network, and we will get ready for the finish here at Watkins Glen. When we come back, can Maines make history? Should have been side by side.
Rifle Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
Looking to do something fun, different, and exciting with a family? Experience Friday Night Stock Car Racing, located in South Raleigh at the Wake County Speedway. Wake County Speedway is a quarter-mile banked asphalt facility, providing lots of close racing action. For more information, including the schedule, please visit WCSpeedway.com. Wake County Speedway, America's favorite bull ring.
Eight laps to go here at the Glen. You saw during split screen, no coming to pit road yet for Garrett Maines. Is he trying to possibly take this thing to the finish, Ray Richer?
How? I'm sitting here just shaking my head. How? I mean, 25 lap run in the beginning. Usually you can make, I think, about 28, 29. I could be incorrect on that gas mileage with these guys, but Maines is just stretching it out here. I mean, he's going down the backstretch right now as we see the 0-4 of Matthew Lee. By the way, not seen on the screen, but Matthew Lee is coming down the front stretch, still half a lap behind, and the battle still ensues for second place. Derek Fulton right behind him, about 8 car lengths back, and these guys have been fighting it out lap after lap after lap, gotten close, gotten caught up in lap traffic. Matthew Lee just been dominating every single time.
He slipped right there. Fulton could have got him.
Yeah, he had a chance to, but again, Lee was able to take up that slack. Both of them with about equal tires, with the exception of Fulton, 1 lap fresher tires than that 0-4. So second place right now is what should have been the guess for the pizza, because, man, these guys have been at it all night long. Garrett Maines, though, still going down the front chute with no brakes whatsoever. Only 1 pit stop at lap 25.
7 laps to go here at Watkins Glen for the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. Tonight on MaxSpeedTV, the CRN Sports Network. Ray Richer, Wesley Outland, Michael D'Amico on production for MaxSpeedTV. Thank you also for those joining us on the CRN Sports Network for our coverage as well. 7 remaining. Matthew Lee and Derek Fulton having their own little battle. 2 wins apiece this year for both of them, but nobody is in sight of Garrett Maines. As Maines comes to the stripe, the rest of the field, you see him. There's Matthew Lee. He is in second. The interval almost 41 seconds to the leader of Garrett Maines, and he has still not pitted yet.
Yep, we got one more story going on, by the way. Nicholas Sacco, 29 machine, down through turn 8 right now, but turn 7, there's our leader, Garrett Maines, right behind him. And that 29 is trying to hold off and going down. Oh, I see a little bit of wiggle there. 29, by the way, right there, Garrett Maines, our leader. 29's right in front of him, that white truck going down to turn 1. That is our 4th place guy. If he gets past him, this will be the only race I have ever seen to put everybody but 2 people down 1 lap. As he is gaining on him too, by the way. Both of these guys, I believe Fulton has not pitted yet. I could be wrong. He had to have, I would assume, but I didn't see anything on him. Again,
is that the time that we lost it? Did he pit and we didn't realize it?
That could have been. That could have very well been. But Maines right now chasing him down with older tires, man. I have not seen Maines pit. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. You guys keep broadcasting here a second. I want to check something here on my screen.
Okay, we're coming up on 7 laps to go when they come to the line, or 6 laps to go. It'll be 5 remaining as he works his way through the carousel. Down the short chute here where the boot used to be at the Glen. Down into the corner number 7. He'll make his way through another short chute. Coming up at turn number 8 now, here in a moment. Back to the stripe, and Garrett Maines will come to the line to Barney, the virtual iRacing flagman. 5 to go here at the Glen, Ray Richer.
I have figured out the mystery to all this that we missed. He pitted. That's exactly what happened. Garrett Maines did not spin. He pitted. Those are fresh tires. He can make it to the end. Nicholas Sacco, by the way, pitted 3 laps earlier at lap 41. Garrett Maines, lap 44 is when he pitted. He's able to make it to the end of this race, and he's going to dominate tonight.
There you go, and we apologize for that, trying to add more story than what it was, because obviously, you know, there's so many things happening around this 2.66 mile track, and there he goes. He just passed Sacco as they made his way to the bus stop, and he will now have only 2 trucks to put a lap down. Maines, sheer domination from the green to the checker, pit stops it all, ready to bring this to the finish here at Watkins Glen tonight, Ray. I have never seen anything like it.
he still has done a fantastic job. I don't care if we miss it or not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish we would have seen it, but Garrett Main's way out front. 44 seconds back to second. 46 back to third, which is Derek Fulton. And those are the only 3 vehicles on the lead lap tonight.
Could we just say honestly here, as he comes to the line now off of turn 8, he'll come to the straightaway and take 4 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. He has more of a chance to run down Lee and Fulton to put a lap down than those drivers have to run him down for the lead.
You're absolutely right. And with that being said, by the way, 45 seconds right now and 47. That has changed ever since they hit the line. But he is gaining 1 second a lap, even on second and third place. Working lap 59. This is going to be 4 to go from here on down through. Let me think about that for a minute. Yeah, 4 to go. It's actually 3.5 if you want to be legit as he goes down the backstretch. Garrett Maines in the 57, Matthew Lee in the 4, and Derek Fulton in the 19. That second place has just been under fire for quite a while as we see Garrett Maines go through the bus stop with that 57. And keep in mind, those tires, as we are corrected, are 13 laps old, if I'm not mistaken on that.
What a performance for the driver of Garrett Maines. Got it going on as he makes his way through turn number 6 off the carousel through the boot, or the old boot. What a performance. What sheer domination for that virtual Toyota of Garrett Maines. I mean, his first career win on the JW Racing Esports Truck Series is just dominating performance here tonight. Never seen anything like it before.
He'll come down off of turn 8 across the stripe. 4, 3 to go. Down into turn 1. No lap traffic ahead. He is all alone. Local cautions are the only thing that's on that would stop him now. Or if he was to lose it, but I highly doubt it. He's been hitting his marks every single lap. Those signs, as we pointed out earlier, able to hold on. And he kept backing it down every corner, saving his tires up through the S's. Now he comes, makes that right-hand turn down the backstretch. I see that skittish around the rear end of that truck a little bit. But nothing out of the ordinary, able to hold on to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He'll hit the binders, come down through the bus stop to the inside, a little bit on the rumble strips there, the left-hand side. Now the right hand's out to the carousel. Take that corner nice and smooth like he has been all night. Garrett Maines just a dominating performance, as we said a million times this evening. That truck has not got any damage, and he's just right on a rail here on the road course.
Understanding that possibly Scott Roundtree got the first driver right in the chat box. So Scott Roundtree, on behalf of Garrett Maines, if nothing happens in 2 laps, not jinxing anything as he comes to the line, you got yourself a Domino's 3-topping pizza certificate on the way. 2 to go at the Glen. Maines,
Pops.
what can we say? It's an open book, shut case, as long as he don't fail going back to 1.
Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go, as Wesley just said. Down through turn 1. A little bit in the grass for the 57. Nothing horrible, just the left-hand side tires on the runoff. He'll bring it down to the right-hand side, and the S turns up to the left. Now to the right-hand turn to the backstretch. Still that same identical line he's been running all night long. I'll tell you, this is a thing of sheer elegance right now, watching this 57 run this road course up here in upstate New York.
Maines, Garrett Maines, moving his way through the bus stop, now hitting his carousel area, coming off of turn number 5, moving through Mullins' truck in the 2, clearing him as they go into that corner through the carousel, into where the boot used to be here at the Glen, to the inside of the racetrack, sizing up that lap machine, finally clearing Mullins as they go now into the corner, under the tunnel turn. 2 tunnel turns, by the way, one before you get to turn 7 after the boot, the other one right there before you hit the S's in the backstretch in turn number 2. With that being said, Garrett Maines will exit to turn number 8, down the straightaway. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go from a dominating race. Flag to flag, caution free at Watkins Glen. Ray Rich, your final time.
Give you one more idea how far ahead he is from second place. The second place of the 04 of Lee in the bus stop right now as he comes down through turn 1. Our leader, the 57 of Garrett Maines, and the 19 of Fulton, by the way, has backed off quite a ways, but still holding on to that 3rd place spot. And only the top 3 are on the lead lap as this last lap pursues.
Final time down the back straightaway. He will make his way through the bus stop one more time around. What a performance for Garrett Maines. Through the bus stop. Oh, he went off track. He went off track there, just a little slip for a moment. Josh White to his inside, but he'll quickly get back on track. No harm, no foul. He might have been toying with us a little bit there as he goes through the carousel for the final time.
Well, you know how it is. He's been putting on a performance all night long, so now he's putting on a show in that 57 Smithfield Toyota. Down the backstretch one more time into turn 7. Make it a left-hand turn down to turn 8, and he'll make it that final time down the front stretch.
Garrett Maines will make his way off of turn number 8. Bouncing off the wall. It means nothing. A dominating performance for 57 Garrett Maines. He will win here, the Glen 62 at Watkins Glen, and make now another winner of the JW Racing Esports Truck Series.
And
second place, we ain't even seen second cross the line yet. Camera, let's see where second is. Matthew Lee, along with Fulton, and Ray race goes on off the corner.
Hill comes down through the carousel right now as Derek Fulton is just entering the carousel. That's how much distance there is between the two of them. Matthew Lee right now down the backstretch off of turn 6, which is the carousel. 3, 2, 1. He'll slow down to the left-hand turn of turn 7. Bring it down straight a little bit into the rumble strips. Now on to turn 8. And for his final time, he'll hit the front stretch.
Matthew Lee, 2 wins on the season for him. He'll have to settle for a bridesmaid spot here tonight at Watkins Glen. Second place now, passing the finish line. Fulton coming off of turn number 8 now. He comes to the straightaway, and he will settle for third as the rest of the field, fourth on back, a lap down or more. Ray, what a performance by Garrett Maines tonight in 57. Have you ever?
Garrett Maines on the cool-down lap, just, man, I'll tell you what, he's got to be excited in that truck, doing a little bit side to side there, showing his excitement. Again, coming down through what looks to be the front stretch here on a nice side shot. The race winner tonight on MaxSpeedTV and CRN Network. Garrett Maines in the 57. He'll do his traditional victory donuts here at the start-finish line.
What a performance by the man, Garrett Maines. I have never seen any type of sheer domination virtually. Flag to flag, by the way, caution-free. No yellow flags any here tonight at Watkins Glen. Coming up on MaxSpeedTV and the CRN Sports Network is the Victory Lane post-race wrap-up sponsored by Over the Top Designs. We'll talk to Garrett Maines. We'll talk to Matthew Lee. We'll talk to Derek Fulton. And we'll also try to grab a word with Wild Bill Lester and even a final word from our in-race reporter who gets his paid doc tonight because we only talked to him one time, including here at the end, Robert McFarland. All that coming up when we come back after a break at Watkins Glen. What a job. Garrett Maines burning them down here in the road courses of the Empire State of New York.
Looking. Back here in Victory Lane for MaxSpeedTV, sponsored by Over the Top Paint Design. See John Hendrick for a great paint job here on iRacing. And again, tonight, dominating the whole race, Garrett Maines in that 57 machine. We're going to bring him up here in the broadcast booth here shortly for an interview. Wesley?
Oh, Victory Lane has got to be sweet for the driver, the 57 here, as we get ready for the victory lap. Over the Top Designs post-race wrap-up on MaxSpeedTV of the CRN Sports Network for the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. Garrett, what can we say? What a drive here at Watkins Glen tonight, my friend.
I appreciate it, man. That was a lot of fun. This track's always after the last couple seasons, I kind of figured out how to get to the bus stop and just kind of put it all together tonight. I'm glad I kept it on the track. I almost wrecked it there on the last lap. Totally misread the brake markers when I was passing somebody. I was talking on all teams and went flying straight through the bus stop. I was like,
okay, you thought that was intentional.
Nope. I was like, well. But it was a lot of fun tonight.
A good job for you as well, buddy. By the way, thank you to Abruzzi USA as well for being one of the listeners for our post-race wrap-up. Ray, got anything for Garrett? I know you do.
I'm speechless, I'll be honest with you. He's been a fantastic job all night long in that 57 machine. Garrett, I'm going to ask you, because actually we missed your pit stop. I'm not going to lie. We thought for sure you'd been out of time. We thought you spun something like that, but I went back and finally seen lap 45 where you went in. I couldn't believe you were stretching out as long as you did originally. But again, lap 25, lap 44, you made it to the end. How were you able to hold on? I mean, the truck had to have gotten a little bit squirrely, especially towards the end.
So I actually learned something there in the beginning of the race. I pulled away really quickly at the beginning, and I didn't know that Matthew made mistakes. So I'm like, oh my gosh, he's fuel saving. So I'm like creeping around into the braking zones. I'm like braking 200 feet early. And I was actually still holding like my normal pace, but I was rolling through the braking zones. And all of a sudden, I'm still pulling away, and I'm looking down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can make it in one stop. But when he pit, I'm like, do I really stretch it? So I just kind of pit sort of late, so I'd have the advantage on tires, but didn't want to lose the lead. And I was able to keep the tires on it because I wasn't ever driving them hard, so I always had tire under me. And it just made it really easy to get through lap traffic, and I never really had to push for it. I still got the pace out of the tire at the end of the run. And I mean, in the end, like, I ended up going with the 2-stop, didn't want to really risk that. If I got any damage, I would have been absolutely screwed. So didn't want to go down that road and just, play the safe strategy tonight, and it worked out.
Do you know a guy named Scott Roundtree, out of curiosity? Our producer is asking me to ask you that.
I do not.
Okay, it's all good. He won the pizza tonight, by the way. He picked you at lap 31 to take and win this race, and what a great pick it is. Again, Scott Roundtree getting a 3-topping pizza from MaxSpeedTV and Domino's as well. Again, tonight we'll take and get your information a little later. Just stay in the broadcast if you can. Again, Garrett Main's fantastic job tonight, and I'll tell you, just blew us away with your performance. Anybody you want to thank while you have an opportunity, bud?
Well, big thanks to Scott for picking me. That's pretty cool. But it was a good pick, I'd say. But I got to thank Smithfield and 101 CBD, all the guys over at ESC that make the cars so good every week, and the RTP and the NIS series. Just got to thank everybody over there, and everybody at Richmond Raceway that's helped over there. I got to thank SimSeats also for this awesome rig. Love this thing. Take it up to Charlotte every week, and fits in the back of my hatchback. Gotta love that. So
wait, Wesley, I got one more question for this man. I just realized. Tell me you had your relative up, because you do realize you lapped the entire stinking field except for 2 vehicles. You know this, right?
Well, I just kind of saw there at the end. I was like, oh man, that's P5. But I knew when I was passing Nicholas, I had to be pretty far up in the field. But it was definitely good. Like there at the end of the race, I don't know how, but like I was still minus where I completely blew the chicane. I was still in the 16s, like I think low 16s, and I wasn't doing that in practice. So I was kind of shocked by that. I think trying to save fuel at the beginning really just put me on a good pace to finish the race out strong.
Yeah, you call it chicane. We called it bus stop. It goes hand in hand.
No, you called it. Well, okay.
Well, I called it just straight away on the last lap. So
we had a fun time here tonight for sure. Garrett, final question, bud, before we let you go as we continue with our race show. How much fun are you having with the JW Racing Esports Series, with the Truck Series, ARCA, and now the War Series starting up for dirt, open wheel midgets, and sprint cars? It's really cool.
Kind of interested to getting into the some of the other series, but I definitely love this league. I brought my G27 on vacation last week, as I think I said last week in the interview, and I had to run some rallycross stuff. I was like, well, heck, while I'm at it, I might as well run the league, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of clean racing. We go green most of the time. It's pretty cool. It allows for some strategy.
A dominating performance for the driver, Garrett Main. Celebrate hard. We'll see you at Darlington next week.
See you there. Thank you. That
is Garrett Mains again. What a performance for that driver. Now we'll talk to our second place finisher of the race, and that is Matt Lee, driver of the 04. 2 wins on the year. Of course, remember, he won last week at Texas and also at Martinsville Speedway. And couple of another runner-up finish. Matt Lee, I know Garrett Maines dominated, but your truck looked really strong. Are you happy with second here at the Glen?
Oh, I'm thrilled with second here. I'm not that good at road courses, so to keep the truck on course all night, come up with a second, hold Derek off. Derek was fast as well all night. Great finish.
Matt Lee, Ray Richer up here again. I've seen you fighting with Derek for a couple times. I see he got to your back bumper, and I also seen at one point in time you kind of pulled away, then you got loose, okay? Again, after the long run, these trucks did get a little loose with a lot of guys, in fact, yourself including. Were you pretty confident you could hold them off the rest of the race? Obviously, you did just that.
I knew he had like a lap fresh for tires, and
I think that pause just answered that question.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to be tough, but he made a mistake there. It was really the lap traffic, getting through it played the biggest part.
Well, fantastic job for the second place. Wesley, any other questions here before Matt Lee goes into thanking whoever he needs to?
No, buddy. Thank your sponsors and a great performance. At least second place. That's not bad.
No, definitely a great night. Definitely got a big shout out to GTR Simulators and Phantom Graphics again. Derek's doing a lot of good stuff for us.
That is the driver of, Mr. Matthew Lee in the 04 entry. He will settle for the second position here tonight as we continue along with our race wrap-up at Victory Lane. And, of course, thank you so much for all of the sponsors, Over the Top Designs and Bruiser USA for our post-race. Going to talk down to third place driver, Derek Fulton. Derek, well, I guess it's the same old song and dance as well. 2 wins on the year for you, like Lee. And, third place, you at least survived not going a lap down. Sheer dominance by Garrett Maines. What's your take of Watkins Glen as we get ready for Darlington next Friday night?
Oh man, that was a rough race. I gave it all I had there from the first lap, and those guys are really quick. You can't afford any mistakes. I made a few little mistakes here and there and lost a lot of time, but hats off to those guys. They were really quick and consistent. Got to Matt a couple times, but just with lap traffic and everything, it just sometimes doesn't play out in your favor. But it was a good race and solid for everybody and respectful for everybody in the field. So.
Derek Fulton, I seen you trying to hold on there and actually fighting with Lee. We asked him the same question. Did you have any doubt that you could or could not catch him? He did a great job holding you off, obviously. And you were at his bumper a couple times. I mean, I'd like to hear your side of the story.
Yeah, no, Matt and I are obviously teammates too. So lap traffic, you get into just some situations that are a little hairy. So I mean, obviously I could have threw my nose in there or something, but we probably wouldn't have been able to come off the corner. So it's just smarter to get back in line and try to get it on a position where you can get it without losing time as well, right? So that's all I was trying to do, and I didn't want to throw it in there and possibly cause a wreck or anything because I knew we were on pace for at least a decent finish. So,
Derek, final question, bud. Yep. This series, since you've been here since the get-go, what is your take of how competitive this series has been getting as we go into week?
Oh, it's crazy. I'm sure it's probably one of the most competitive leagues out there right now. I mean, Garrett's obviously a top of the world driver. Matt's on his way to be in there, and I'd like to join them eventually here in the next couple years. So there's real good talent in this league, and the biggest thing is the respect. There's respect value in this league that you won't find anywhere else, and that's what I seem to respect the most too.
Last time right here. Again, now is your chance. Third place position, podium finish tonight. Mr. Fulton, anybody you would like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates, Matt. Actually, would like to also thank Bill for coming out with us tonight. It was an honor to share the racing surface with him, too. A guy like that, it's awesome to see. And also to my sponsors, JMF Construction. You can check them out on Facebook, and Phantom GFX.
All right, that's the driver, Derek Fulton. We'll see you at Darlington next week. The Lady in Black. It should be fun.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a great week.
That's Derek Fulton again. The driver in third place as we get ready to wrap things up here on the MaxSpeedTV and the CRN Sports Network with coverage of the Glen 60. By the way, quick reminder, next week we go back to South Carolina to the historic Darlington Raceway. The lady in black, the track too tough to tame. The egg-shaped facility. All right, that should be a great race. That is, again, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Next Friday night, right here on MaxSpeedTV, the CRN Sports Network, and also on Josh W. Racing Esports TV on Roku TV and Amazon. All of those are available. And joining us is our final guest. We wanted to get you during the race, but my goodness, Bill Lester, it went flag to flag, caution free. And joining us is former Cup Series racer out of Oakland, California, now resides out of North Atlanta, Georgia. Wild Bill Lester, thank you for running with us tonight. How did it come together?
It was crazy. I mean, these guys threw me into the deep end, but fortunately I was able to strike a friendship with Eric Zimmerman and his VP for Autism team. And, you know, he said, man, I'd really like you to run with this. And I'm like, look, Eric, I've never done any iRacing at all. You know, all I've done is goofed around in some of the practice sessions with various different cars, you know, Formula One cars and such. So the idea to go out there at Glen, which is a track I know, but in, you know, a truck, I just had never done that before. And just getting up to speed was monumental. And what I mean by that is that I just didn't know all the nuances that iRacing had, and I was in the deep end. So I got to thank a lot of guys that helped me out. Derek Fulton was real big, Eric was real big, and Robert Graham was really big as well. But these guys made me feel right at home. They welcomed me. I felt like a complete rookie out there. Should have put the freaking, you know, yellow stripe on the back of my bumper, because I was like getting in the way, and I was all elbows and swatting B's, and it was crazy. But,
Wesley, did we just hear Bill Lester saying rookie in his name? Wait a minute. That does not fit.
Hey,
does not fit. May I say it's an honor to talk to you, Mr. Lester, and a very much pleasure watching you run around this 2.43-mile road course tonight. Now, I've got to ask you, will you be joining us anytime soon, especially at Darlington next week? There's an opportunity for you.
You know what? Eric said that maybe we can get me back in another road course, which is more of my comfort zone. But, you know, let's just see how it goes. I mean, this is all new to me. And one of the things that I was really struggling with is I got this Logitech G27, and it's got so much dead space right off the top dead center that I was just not comfortable with it. I just couldn't really be exact, you know, and precise with where I wanted to place the truck. And that really cost me. And, you know, I was in the way of a couple guys, and, you know, I was just trying to just get to the finish line. But I enjoyed it, and we'll just see what the future holds.
Well, Bill, what we'll do, I think I'm friends with you on Facebook. I might be able to hit you up with some settings for that G27 I used to use myself. I believe it's the settings that I was told, anyways, that Junior used when he first had it. So we'll see if we can set you up with that a little bit and get you comfortable with it. And we'd love to see you back here in the Josh White E-Series Truck Series League one other time, maybe a couple other times. Again, very much thank you. Great for joining us tonight.
It's been my pleasure. Enjoyed racing with those guys.
Billy, if we can do that, will you come back? If we give you some free practice time, some seat time, could we see you run some more races?
You know, that's a distinct possibility. Let's just get me comfortable, and we can do that.
Maybe we can talk Michael D'Amico into giving you a pizza too.
Hey.
We definitely got pizzas, Mike says. Again, courtesy of MaxSpeedTV, so we got to get that out there. But while Bill Lester, we appreciate you joining us here tonight. It'll be a pleasure to see you again, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for your time and having me on.
Thank you so much, Bill Lester, again, former NASCAR driver, rocking and rolling now with the JW Racing Esports Truck Series, and we appreciate him taking the time to join us here. Finally, let's get the guy that's going to get his pay docked here tonight, because, I mean, literally, you know what? He's already disappeared.
Did Robert take off already? What the hey?
Has already bailed on us. I mean, you know, we didn't even interview him. We didn't even interview him except one time coming to Green, and then, you know, wow. Yeah, thank you to our in-race reporter that really was not used much tonight, Robert McFarland, Ray Richard.
Yeah, I'd like to run down one more time a little bit of the sponsors, especially for you guys on CRN. Over the Top Paint Designs is our victory lane. MaxSpeedTV is where you're watching. CRN is where you're listening. Michelangelo's Painting in Arizona, as well as Loud Pedal Productions, and all music performed by Madison Rising, as well as the sponsors of AbruzzAUSA.com. Again, Wesley, appreciate everything, and I'll let you do the outro here from Watkins Glen tonight.
You know what? We need to put the finishing results up, because we ain't even done the finishing results of the race. So before we let you go, let's do the official results of this event here. We should have done that before the interview, but here is the official results of the Glen 62. There is your winner, Garrett Maines. Matthew Lee in second. Fulton will finish third. Sacco fourth, and Steck will finish in the top 5. How about Steck? Not Stick, Steck.
Steck the deck there. Jason Keffer in 6th. Ashley Dodson, our Aussie, in the 07 in, 7th place. Bray LaBeouf in the 8th place. Mark Truxell in the top 10 with a 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Austin McKinnon in the 87.
And by the way, speaking of Truxell, he commented in our chat box broadcast feed. It says, there's no W in my name announcement. Why is my name so hard to pronounce for those guys with the trucks with the I sound at the end? So Mark Truxell, there you go.
You know how many people screw up Richer, Rocker? Something like that.
Yeah, Ray Richer. I nailed that first time out. Yeah, Ray Richer.
Go ahead, buddy.
McKinnon, Hughes, Bullets, Maines, McFarland. There's our in-race reporter. He finishes in the top 15.
Jeremy Crandall, 16, 17, Steve Font. Josh White, our host tonight, in the 18th position. Gene Rogluski there in the 19th. And 20 is Michael Clary.
And to round out the field is Lester. Bill Lester, Wild Bill. We just spoke to him a moment ago. Bullock will finish 22nd. Waldrop, 23rd. Adamson, we used to butcher his name too. Adamson, too, will finish 24th. Williams will finish 25th in the race. Along with Baines and Zimmerman. There's your
Baines and Zimmerman. There you go. 27 trucks started. 27 trucks, I believe, about finished. With that all being said, I'll let Mr. Wesley Outland get away from here at Watkins Glen this evening.
Hey, by the way, don't forget, coming up in 2 weeks from Wednesday night, July 22nd, the War Series will debut. Find all the details on that at JW Racing Esports. And again, with that said, next Thursday night, the trucks, the ARC Development Series, the JW Racing ARC Development Series will be in action at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Robert McFarland, Michael McKinnon will be on the call for that event. And join Ray Richer and myself to next Friday night as we go to Darlington Raceway. Awesome production as always by CRN Sports for the audio cast coverage. And thank you to the Pizza Man, D'Amico, the Painter Man, Michael D'Amico, for doing a great job on the production for MaxSpeedTV. God bless from virtual Watkins Glen. For Ray Richer, I'm Wesley Outland. Keep on supporting the red, white, and blue. God bless America, and please keep on praying for our country.